Hi guys, I'm going to be trying out the Betty Crocker Red Velvet Cake mix. So hopefully I get on okay with it. I've never used something like this before. I've never eaten red velvet cake either, so it's probably not that good a test. But basically I just wanted to see how good this was and see if I could make nice red velvet cupcakes out of it without too much effort. So it's a dry cake mix and you just have to add a few ingredients. Red velvet cake mix, eggs, oil, water and icing, as well as bun cases, and I'm using hardish red icing to create these little circles, which I'm just using for decoration, but that is an optional extra. Use 205 milliliters of water, 65 milliliters of vegetable oil. I'm measuring them out with 4 tablespoons and a teaspoon. You're going to need 3 eggs. I'm cracking them into a bowl separately so that if I get any shell in, it's easier to get out. Now I'm just popping those into the mixing machine as well, and then I'm just popping in the dry cake mix, and then I'm going to mix those together. I'm using an electric mixer for this. Mine doesn't have a whisk attached though, so I'm going to whisk it afterwards. But I'm just doing this in quick little intervals because it seemed more like what the instructions were telling me to do. Okay, now that that is all mixed, I'm just going to get my little scooper thingy and scoop around the outsides just to make sure that everything is completely mixed. Now the instructions say to whisk, so I have put it in a glass bowl and I'm now going to whisk it. I'm using an electric whisker for this on a lower setting. Then I'm just adding my bun cases. And I'm pouring my cake batter into this jug so that I can pour it more easily into the bun cases. Then I'm just going to pour this in. I'm going to try and make them as even as possible. I did go back and add a little bit more than I've added here later on. So you should have around maybe ½ centimetre left of bun casing when you're done. And it should look something like that. And they should all be pretty flat. This cake mix is fairly thin, so it levels out all by itself. Then I'm just popping the buns into the oven. And I'm setting the timer for 18 minutes, which was perfect for my oven, but you can change this up depending on how hot your oven runs. Now I'm taking red royal icing, which I can't remember the exact brand of it, but I will leave that in the description below along with the recipe and anything else. But I'm basically just taking small pieces of this, rolling it into little balls and then squashing them flat with a spoon. Now I've put the cream cheese icing into a piping bag and I am just going to put this in a circle on the top of the cupcake, and then basically it should hopefully look like this. And I'm just going to add the little circles of red icing onto the icing just because I think that it looks nice. I didn't mean to add 3 there, by the way, and I'm going to move the middle one in a second. Well guys, it was really delicious. I thoroughly enjoyed my cupcake. However, I'm not necessarily saying that I preferred the red velvet to, say, just a plain vanilla cupcake, but it was very tasty, lovely and light and fluffy. However, I think that the cream cheese icing frosting wasn't that cheesy, and I would maybe make my own in future, so I'll maybe have to learn how to do that and perhaps show you guys in another video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and leave me any comments you have for suggestions down below. Bye guys!